What's happening, party people? So I am down here in at the Aloha Tower in downtown Honolulu. I just had a visit with the kids, and um, but it's great to see them. It's great to hang out with them, but it's so weird. You have a supervisor there monitoring everything you say, and like I only get to go to one location. So like I always wanted to go do something healthy outdoor activity and then go eat afterwards. So like maybe go to the park and then go to a restaurant. I can't do that. I can't go to a park and then go to the restaurant. I have to either go to the park or to the restaurant. There's no real options there. However, there are real live music happening down here in Hawaii. In fact, we were just at the beach shack, beachcomber, something. Anyway, they had live music down there. But of course, right as soon as the live music started, the kids had to go, so they didn't even get to hear the live music. And they only get to see their dad for 2 minutes or 2 hours in like this weird, super confined scenario where we're being, monitored by a supervisor. Like, and it's like, for what? For what? Because of some memes on Facebook 10 years ago that, had nothing to do with me, my kids, or anybody at all. It's the whole thing is just so bizarre. I mean, it's like more than bizarre. It's like shockingly ridiculous. But I have got to see the kids now twice in the last few days, and I'm supposed to see them twice a week from now on. So, but court orders have never been followed by the opposing party until suddenly this week, which I have no idea why. Why, after violating court orders for 4 years, they would suddenly start following the court orders. It's really odd. I don't know what's going on in the other camp. I don't know if they're just out of money and the fact that I'm taking out to dinner means they're saving a little bit of money, or if maybe Mr. and Mrs. Garcia are having a little bit of a tough time in some other way. But suddenly they're adhering to the court orders for the first time in 4 years. So I'm not really sure what to say about that or why that's the case. But there still hasn't been any consequences for all the court order violations for the last 4 years. So, and what's up with that? Like, you can have these court orders and just violate them over and over and over again, and there's never any consequences? That doesn't seem right either. So, anyway, yeah, I'm seeing the kids. There's a lot of people following my case that are interested in this. I don't know why I'm seeing the kids. I've had the same court order for like 4 years, and suddenly the court order is being adhered to by the opposing party. Again, no idea why. No explanation, nothing. I can only go to one location, and by the way, I can't actually get the full thing that's been ordered by the court. It's supposed to be 3 hours on a weekday and 6 hours on the weekend, and I'm getting 1.5 hours on a weekday and 2 hours on the weekend. So I'm still not getting what the court has ordered 8 months ago now. So I look a little tired. I am a little tired. So this whole thing is stressful, It's stressful trying to like hang out with your own kids you haven't seen in months and months and months while being monitored by some third party. She's nice, the lady who's doing the monitoring. She's actually pretty cool. So hopefully we can keep this going, I guess. But boy, is it expensive too. It's like it's $80 a visit plus buying dinner or whatever else. So you got to figure, really, it's about $150 every time I get to see the kids. So that's twice a week. That's $300 times 4. That's $1,200 a month right now I'm spending to see my kids. Which I have it and I'll do it. But why should I have to spend $1,200 a month to see my own kids? That's where this whole situation gets like absolutely frustrating. And there's no evidence of any wrongdoing on my part. I've never broken any laws. I've never harmed anybody. I've never threatened to harm anybody. And yet it cost me $1,200 per month to see my own kids. So luckily right now it's also costing her $1,200 per month for me to see my own kids. So hopefully they'll run out of money or get tired of this arrangement sooner than I already am. But yeah, just I figured I'd post an update so everybody knows what's up. I am seeing the kids regularly now for the first time in forever. I don't know why. No idea. If you guys know something that I don't know, feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, for some reason, court orders are being followed for the first time in 4 years. It's very odd. It's like I've had all kinds of conspiracy theories about why suddenly court orders are being followed, but they're just total guesses. And I actually don't really care that much. The other side has been proven to be so sporadic and mentally unstable at this point that I don't really care what their thought process is or what they're thinking or what they're trying to do. They've been harming me and my kids for 4 years. So regardless of what that looks like right now today, there's no bearing on reality for me and my situation and how I'm feeling about it. Certainly. But anyway, yeah, just an update. There's a lot of people who have questions and are wondering about stuff, and it's been very good to see Everett and Grace. I've been trying to bring them fruit, healthy stuff to eat. It's just so weird though in this confined, limited scope of time with a supervisor who's, I'm not even sure at this point what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not allowed to say. There's a laundry list of rules about all of it, and it's really hard to follow the rules. Like, if you're with your kids and they ask you a question, it's like you're like looking at the supervisor, like looking back at the kid, like, what do you say? What are you allowed to say? And I honestly, at this point, I really honestly don't know. I've never been good at following rules ever. However, I don't tend to break rules that harm other people, so I feel like that's okay. But here I am, like, with this arbitrary set of rules, and it's not even like court-ordered rules. It's like rules according to the supervisor, and I've had so many supervisors at this point, I can't even remember which one had which rules and what they are and why they are, and it's just like half the time I'm trying to plan something out, it doesn't work out because there's some rule that I completely forgot about or didn't know about that I'm like not following, which is, I believe, part of the intent of the opposing party and why they've been able to continue these supervised visits and the mandating of a supervisor for me to see my own kids for so long, because these arbitrary, stupid rules that don't help anybody. Most of the rules seem to be put in place for somebody who's actually violent or dangerous or has some kind of serious drug problem or alcohol problem. None of which is the case for me, unless you count coffee. I am a coffee addict. Yeah, it's just the whole situation is so ridiculous, and this is just an update. I don't know what else to say about it. Everybody's wearing masks everywhere, even though the science clearly shows that masks aren't good for you. There's no scenario in which masks are good for you. It might be efficacious in a surgery room. That's about it. Anyway, the internet fam, take it easy. Let me know if you have thoughts or ideas or something else I should be doing or could be doing to help my kids. Their teeth are rotting out of their heads. They are not being fed adequately. One of the visits, the kids told me they were eating Cheerios and chicken nuggets. Bear in mind that, we were living on our own farm where we were growing our own all organic heirloom food. And now they're going from military base to military base, eating Cheerios that have GMO wheat and glyphosate pesticides sprayed on them, or herbicides sprayed on them, and chicken nuggets, which are like God knows what, out of some meat processing facility to be deep fried in some kind of garbage GMO oil. Anyway, I don't know. I'm seeing the kids, which is way better than not seeing the kids, but I'm still in this like ludicrous scenario where I have no power over any of the situation. I don't know how to change the situation or upgrade it. I've asked the opposing party several times, like, hey, what is it going to take for you to drop the restraining order and just let me see my kids like a regular human being? And there's like no answer. There's never like hoops for me to jump through. It's like the hoops aren't even presented. It's like, no, just like that's not happening. Like definitely they're going to keep the restraining order all 5 years. that they got from a judge who was friends with her dad, Judge Wood in San Diego, friends with Mr. Garish. Garish, gotta love that name. Nothing could be more appropriate for that family. Anyway, yeah, that's the situation. Any feedback, whatever, Ever and Grace, whenever you see this, I wanted to tell you everything. I wanted to tell you that your mom has let me see you for 4 years. I wanted to tell you that your mom was cheating on me while we were married. I wanted to tell you that your mom took you across state lines without my approval, without my consent, basically a kidnapping. I wanted to tell you that your mom then put me through a $250,000 legal battle for the next, it's still ongoing. So it's been 4 years so far, but it's probably going to be another 10 years. I mean, I don't know when Grace turns 18 in 2031 or whatever. Then the legal battle would be over. Won't that be nice for all parties? You know, I would rather be honest with my kids about everything than ever try to hide something or keep something secret or, you know, make it seem other than it is. But I'm not allowed to tell them anything. That's the whole point of the supervised visit, because you can't tell the kids, hey, your mom won't let me see you, which is why I haven't seen you for 8 months. And then before that, like hardly at all for the last 3.5 years or whatever. I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say, hey, I've got a great job, I've been working, I went from Oregon to California, from California to Hawaii, threw away everything I owned every time, went and bought new stuff, got a new job and a new job and a new job because Child Support Services of California took 90% of my check at one of my jobs. It's just like, I want to tell the kids all this. This is what has occurred, but I'm not allowed to tell the kids this. I'm not allowed to tell the kids anything. And it's like, for all they know, I'm like some kind of crazy, you know, heroin junkie, murderous psychopath, and their mom's completely right, you know? I mean, they don't know. That's not the case, but, you know, anyway. Ever and Grace, I am so sorry about all of this. I'm so sorry that I didn't make better choices when I decided to settle down and have kids. I've been suffering hard for 4 years. You guys have been suffering hard for 4 years as a result of your dad being an idiot and making bad choices in the bedroom in 2011. And I don't know what else to say except for sorry. And smart as I am in so many different ways, obviously an idiot. It's not like there weren't warning signs on that model. There were plenty of warning signs, and I went ahead with it anyway. Then had kids with that person. Yeah, I'm basically a cross between like Forrest Gump and Rain Man, like, or maybe a cross between Forrest Gump and Bubba Gump. Anyway. Love you all, Internet fam. If you have any ideas or thoughts or questions, anything, comments, hit me up later.